First, I would like to provide some background information on China's energy system and its related impact. The chart in the top left shows that how China's energy system has changed over the last 20 years. Coal has been a major part of China's energy mix, but its share is going down. At the same time, China is using more of other kind of energy, including renewable energy, and these resources are becoming more diverse. And this slide has some comparison between China and the US. The top left chart displays the 10 countries with the highest greenhouse gas emissions, among which China is the largest, emit nearly 2.5 times more than the US in 1929. One look at the emission per person, a different story is showing in the right chart. While China emits a lot, the average Chinese person pollutes less than the average American. But watch out, in the past 20 years, per person energy use in China nearly tripled. The bottom left chart shows the energy usage in both countries. China almost double what US use. Chinese domestic energy mix has 60% from coal, 28% from oil and gas in 2020. Finally, the bottom right chart shows that electricity generated from wind and solar in the two countries over the past decade. China might be the emission king, but they are also the renewable energy champion, generating over 50% more wind and solar power than the US. Overall, China and the US are powerhouse, but are on different scale. China dominates emission and energy use, but when it comes to per person and renewable, the story changed. Both countries are on a great journey toward a clean future. So the recent between the 2020 and 2022, China experienced 3 major power outages, affecting large area of region for weeks. Here's why. First is the fuel problem. There are shortage of thermal coal supply, which jump up coal price. Coal price were fully determined by the market, while electricity price were regulated. So power company can stop making enough electricity because they cannot pass that high cost to electricity user. And also there is insufficient hydro and renewable power generation caused by drought and the low wind condition. The power system wasn't flexible enough to adapt to this changing of weather condition quickly. And then a demand for electricity grows faster than the supply. However, supply shortage does not necessarily mean a shortage of generation capacity, because in China has faced the problem of overcapacity for thermal electricity generation. Rather, the financial loss at the thermal plant led directly to curtailed output in region with high coal price. So last but not least, there are policy pressure to meet energy control target for mandatory control of total energy consumption and energy intensity. Some regions want to save energy for meeting that goal, but sometimes that means cutting power usage, leading to outage. China has adopted measures to address the power crisis. And there are short-term measures we call a Band-Aid. The power generation company were mandated to operate in full capacity. The government also capped thermal coal price and temporarily remove coal import tariff. This measure conflicts China's long-term goal. Therefore, it should be viewed as a short-term response rather than a long-term solutions. And also there are increased adoption of renewable energy, established a renewable consumption responsibility scheme with annual mandatory target for a province. Renewable energy use is excluded from total energy control. expanding cross-provincial renewable power trading. Local governments are required set minimum renewable consumption requirement for energy-intensive industry. A power company highlight peak renewable generation time for consumer to choose eco-friendly. Utility prioritize customer with high renewable energy use during rationing. And also, China also adopt shifting the energy hungry industry and the data center from a resource poor east to renewable rich west. This not only unlock clean energy potential, but also fuel economic growth in the West. Also, the country improved the power system flexibility and the building, this including building stronger transmission line to move renewable energy cross region. And also scale up energy storage, distributed generation, and fast demand response. The country also enhanced electricity price mechanism to create a time of use pricing, seasonal pricing, and energy storage pricing. Establish ancillary service market is also another measure to allow flexible power generation, energy storage, and adjustable load to participate in the market. And finally, the Chinese the government to tackle recent power crisis, to change policy to address the inflexibility of wholesale electricity price and the market. Recent change include all major industry and commercial customer, which account for over 73% of China's total electricity consumption, now have to buy the power at market price, ending the fixed contract. Greater price variability within limit of up and down 20% allow this market price fluctuation. However, this is not including the energy intensive industry, which has no limit for price increase. And the retail price for residential, agricultural, and the public sector remain controlled by the government. So with this, all this kind of effort, the progress has been made in reducing retail curtailment in China. This figure shows some kind of curtailment change, but still, whether when China has made progress, it still has have high curtailment compared to other countries. And for energy storage development, each province is required to develop its own yearly storage development plan. And wind, solar, coal, and storage all bundled together in large-scale renewable base. And renewable project must include 10 to 15% storage. And renewable and the storage bundled get fast approval and easier grid connection and generate a guaranteed utilization hour and decent compensation. And also the government create an independent energy storage provider and encourage them to participate, compete in the power market. And this provider compensated with both capacity and energy payment and no fee and charge for store electricity. And promoting a new business model also is kind of on energy storage, such as shared energy storage and aggregate energy storage for even better efficiency. The shared energy storage means they open up existing energy storage facility for shared use by multiple users. And for long duration energy storage area, the government promoting the long duration storage technology such as flow battery, supercapacitor, compressed air, molten cell, and hydrogen energy storage. There are several notable projects underway. That's including 100 megawatt and 10 hours storage lead carbon facility, and also including using the using the retired underground coal mining facility to do this compressed air storage. And there also the gravity storage project, and with a certain kind of operation now with this 25 megawatts, and another 2 gigawatt hour gravity energy storage is being built. And there's a groundbreaking solid state hydrogen storage system is being built to transmit power between two provinces. It uses a special metal to trap and release hydrogen like a sponge, and has overcome the challenge of storing hydrogen in a solid form. With this kind of, despite recent positive change, more thorough policy and market change are needed. First, China really need to reducing the coal dependency for power system flexibility. China has taken effort to retrofit its existing coal-fired power unit to increase power system flexibility. A range of measures have been adopted to promote this kind of reform. This measure include allocating utilization hour to retrofit unit, mandating the retrofitted the coal power capacity match the installed renewable capacity, and so on. However, relying on mainly on the coal retrofitting carry environmental and efficiency concern. A cleaning solution like expanding electricity balancing market and promoting demand side flexibility are essential for long-term success. And also, China need to deepen the power market reform. China's ongoing effort to deregulate electricity market have primarily focused on the mid to long-term contract, which currently account for nearly 90% of market-based power trading. However, such a market contract, this long-term contract system tend to favor power source that offer stable and highly predictable output and is efficient for renewable compared with the spot market. However, crucial next step should be to build a more synchronized spot market system to avoid a future challenge when merge different provincial market into unified national market. And also there is need to coordinate different market system. And China power sector currently feature various market programs like mid to long-term spot, ancillary service, green certificate trading, and carbon emission trading. However, this market often operate in silo under different ministries, preventing their synergy. So better coordination and integration between this market will unlock their full potential. And finally, as the reform of the non-business sector is also needed, the China historical cross-subsidy system, where industry and commercial customer indirectly subsidize residential and agricultural user, has been addressed recently. Recent change in power market only affecting industry and commercial customer. For residential customer, the reform is still in the early stage. So there's a long way to go for reform non-business sector. So there is some takeaway from this. The China power system is getting cleaner. They are updating coal power plant to handle renewable better, setting up market for buying and selling power on demand, and pursuing hard for more wind and solar energy. Challenge remain, balancing flexibility with a clean solution, integrating diverse market, and ensure fair pricing across sectors. And what China does with its power system matter to everyone. And the continued policy adjustment and market reform are crucial, not just for China, but also for meeting global climate change. With that, thank you for your attention.
I had a question, Bo. How does China balance market-driven pricing signals with regulatory strategies?
Yeah, actually, China used to be in their power system is mostly regulated. The price set up by the government. And everything else is controlled by regulation. in recent years, since 2015, the power market reform has been speeded up, accelerated. And now the market is open for all the industry and the commercial customer. So you have to buy power from the market. And however, as I mentioned, all the transaction now is a long-term, made long-term contract, like a seasonal, quarterly, monthly contract. So this is not kind of a good fit for renewable energy, which is often changing the weather condition changing. So this is why that there is a power crisis happening. And this is why the reform, the deepening the reform is important.
In China, Bo, do the utilities and power companies operate in the same way as they do here? How would you contrast their behavior?
Well, in China, the Chinese power system, the operator is only two state-owned enterprises. One in the state grid, one in the southern grid. So basically, those two grid companies control 100%, almost 100% of Chinese electricity, the transmission and use. And for the distribution company, all belong to these two state-owned enterprises. So basically, the state companies control the transmission, distribution, and the power generation is belong to another 5 or more state-owned power producer. So all this is state-owned.
We have a question from Robert Nirenberg about energy storage.
Mm.
You mentioned several major energy storage projects going. One for hydrogen. Do you know if this is similar to what is used in NIMH batteries for hydrogen storage?
Well, this the hydrogen storage, really, the case I mentioned is really they use this kind of the solid state kind of a format as a pattern, and they use this kind of the alloy material and
This
to
is
absorb hydrogen and store that.
nickel metal hydride.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And is the government stimulating energy storage development, research and development, and stimulating that industry sector?
Yeah, I believe that the government has pouring a lot of money into this field, and not just the government money, but also private funding coming to energy storage. So this sector is really booming right now. It looks like a lot of projects ongoing. Yeah.
And are those those companies are also state-owned?
No, actually, for energy storage company, mostly are private owned. However, those are state owned is getting into the field quickly because they have a lot of funding themselves. So this is kind of a private sector and also the state owned all compete with each other.
Well, Bo, I really want to thank you for coming in today and sharing. It's a
My
lot
pleasure.
to absorb.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.